Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me once again for another video. So I'm back today with yet another thread response or contest entry, and this is one I've been looking forward to doing for a while. This is the contest being run by Roger Kjørvik over in Norway. So Roger, I hope I pronounced your surname correctly. If not, sorry. So he's running this competition because he recently reached 660 subscribers. And actually when I checked this morning, as a result of running this competition, he's now up to 701. So congratulations, Roger. It's really well deserved. If you're not familiar with Roger's channel, he's into a lot of extreme metal, mostly black metal and death metal. And coming from Norway, he's very knowledgeable about a lot of lesser known Norwegian bands. So I really appreciate that. As a fan of black metal, he also loves Greek black metal. Just has an awesome, massive collection and a great knowledge of music. So if you haven't checked his channel out, go and do so. I'll leave the link in the description. So what he has asked us to do for this competition is, it's quite a simple concept, straightforward but awesome. You just need to show 6 evil looking album covers. So that's the first part. And then give 6 shout outs to other YouTube metal channels. So for me, this was actually a lot harder than I thought. Yes, I have plenty of albums with that kind of artwork. The difficulty was limiting it to 6. So at first I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do some runners up, but I don't want this video to go on for too long and I don't want people to think that I can't follow instructions. So yes, I've limited it to 6, but I'll just say this, there are a lot of awesome cover arts out there with iconic kind of evil covers, like this archgoat here with the apocalyptic triumphator. There are loads of album covers like that, but what I did today, that you'll see that's in the poster up there too, I limited it to the 6 most evil in my collection. So, just to make it interesting. So I've got 3 CDs and 3 records to talk about. So let's get into it. So my first evil album cover. This is Incantation with the Infernal Storm. Look at that, that is absolutely brilliant. And I remember when this album first came out, I was completely blown away and in awe of this artwork, which was completely evil. You see that face, it looks so evil and demonic with the ram's horn, so some kind of demon, I don't know. And then you see the figures down the bottom here. There's some saints and martyrs with skeletal faces and all sorts of chaos going on in the background. But yeah, brilliant cover art, and it matches the music perfectly. If you're not familiar with Incantation, they play death doom metal, I suppose. So there are a lot of blast beats, but then there's also a lot of time changes. So they'll suddenly shift into these really slow, sludgy, heavy riffs, which are just absolutely amazing. And really low, guttural, dry kind of vocals, which sound truly evil. So this band, I will say, you may not get the music straight away for some people, but once it clicks with you, it's absolutely awesome. And I really like this album so much. It's grown on me a lot over the years. So this band just keeps getting better and better. Some of my favorite songs from this are Anoint the Chosen, Extinguishing Salvation, Impetuous Rage, Sempiternal Pandemonium, and Nocturnal Kingdom of Demonic Enlightenment. So you can see the lyrics match the artwork and the music. So awesome cover art. This is Incantation with the Infernal Storm. All right. Now the next one I'm going to talk about, you guys probably won't be surprised that I chose an album by this band, but it is one of the most evil in my opinion. This is Marduk with Heaven Shall Burn When We Are Gathered. So I remember when this album first came out, I was just blown away by that artwork as well immediately. It looks a little bit inspired by Tolkien or Lord of the Rings perhaps, because these figures on the front kind of resemble orcs or Uruk-hai, except with Marduk being a satanic band, I think it's more sort of representative of demons of hell or the armies of Satan. And I just love all this imagery, like the mist, the moon, the purple sky, the facial expression of this demon looking into the distance. And a nice aspect of this is you see that all their shields are embroidered with the Marduk logo. So I think that's a really cool concept, like the demons of hell are represented by Marduk or vice versa. Yeah, and as for this album, musically, it just blew me away when I first heard it. This is when it came out. At that time, I mostly knew Norwegian bands like Emperor and Immortal, which are of course brilliant, and those Norwegian bands focus on atmosphere. But with this particular album, it was just blasting violent, belligerent, nasty black metal, which was accentuated by the extremely heavy production and the thunderous drum sound. The drumming from Fredrik Andersson Anderson on this album is absolutely killer. And what I also like about it is that it combines depressive melodies with aggressive kind of assault. So like songs like Infernal Eternal and The Black Tormentor of Satan, it's a combination of aggressive and depressive. So awesome album and awesome cover art. That's Marduk with Heaven Shall Burn When We Are Gathered. All right, so coming up to the third CD now. Another really cool cover art. This is Nunslaughter with Hell's Unholy Fire. So this one, it's like Metal Marty Mac. He showed one similar to this and he said it perfectly. This really reminds me of that film, The Wicker Man or something like that. So you've got the kind of voodoo doll and the goat head and the pentagram. So I think this is truly representative of evil, certainly. And if you're not familiar with Nunslaughter, they play, well, they call themselves devil metal, but really it is a unique brand. It's death metal basically, but sort of mid-paced and catchy, some blast beats with kind of raspy vocals, and they pride themselves on having never used keyboards or guitar solos, so it's just bare bones, no frills, catchy, straightforward death metal. Awesome. And you can just tell by these titles, you know, it's represented by the artworks, like songs like Hell's Unholy Fire, Killed by the Cross, Burn in Hell, Blood for Blood, Impale the Soul, Altar of the Dead, Satanic. Yeah, so a truly evil album conceptually, and that's topped off by this awesome artwork. So that's Nunslaughter with Hell's Unholy Fire. Okay, so coming into the records now. Okay, so I've got 3 of those to talk about as well. The next one I'm going to show, this, as you may have seen, this is included in my top 10 artworks of all time. This is Bewitched with Pentagram Prayer. Yep, so self-explanatory here. This is some kind of black mass or satanic mass. So you see all the minions in the hoods, and there's an altar and some kind of sacrifice and ritual being performed with the inverted crosses, pentagram, and the Bewitched logo, those winged demons in the background. I also really like the color of this, just, you know, the redness. It's unique when, you know, in a sea of black record album covers. This is really cool. And yeah, if you're not familiar with Bewitched, I think it's incredibly underrated black speed metal. So musically it sounds like speed metal in the vein of early Accept and Exciter, but what makes it black metal are the vocals and the lyrics and the imagery. So a really awesome combination. This album is all killer, no filler, and you'll see the album titles actually are incorporated into the artwork to a degree, like with songs like Blood on the Altar and Sacrifice to Satan. And then it's very consistent throughout with some other titles like Hallways to Hell, Demon Dawn, Satan's Claw, Hell Blood. Awesome, awesome album and band. So, and this artwork is, I think, really, truly an embodiment of evil. So yeah, that's Bewitched with Pentagram Prayer. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about, I have also mentioned this in previous videos, but still, I think it's a truly evil album cover. This is Horna with Endvartnags Eflos. I'm not going to say the full title because it's actually, what the title is Evangels of Satan, spelt backwards with a few additional letters thrown in. But just look at this brilliant artwork. It's got some kind of a witch or sorceress on the front performing some demonic spells and magic. You see there's mist and evil and spells whirling around. Yeah, and gorgons and demons on the front, but just the mist and that facial expression of the witch, it's brilliant. So I think, yeah, this is truly evil. Yeah, I really like this one. And incidentally, this is my favorite Horner album. Like, it's very bleak and dark, a bit punky, but there's some catchy riffs there, but it's just some brilliant songs. And yeah, I've always loved this artwork. So if you haven't checked out Horner, yeah, bleak atmospheric black metal from Finland. So yes, this is Horner with Endvartnags Eflos, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show, also one of my favorite artworks of all time, but I couldn't leave it out because I think it is truly evil. This is Mystifier with Wicca. This is one of the best album covers I've ever seen, honestly. So there's all sorts of demoncy and devilry going on. So you have Satan enthroned there over the top and these two other evil figures. There's the crucifixion. And what I really like about this album cover is the cauldron and the person stirring the cauldron and these people linking hands in some kind of dark ritual, not to mention the night sky and the moon and the trees. The color everything about this album is awesome. So some people might say it's a little bit kitschy and cheesy, but I think to me it's just absolutely brilliant, and it really captures the imagination well, and it suits the music very well. So Mystifier are a legendary South American black metal band from Brazil. It's sort of lo-fi Black Death with some atmosphere. Sorry about that, guys. The video cut out due to phone storage issues. Story of my life. Yep, so great album. Some of my favorite songs on this are Invocazione, the Almighty Satanas, and An Elizabethan Devil Worshipper's Prayer Book. But yeah, the album cover is awesome. It's truly evil, and it matches the music. So Mystifier with Wicca. Okay, guys, so that completes my 6 evil artworks. And now for the 6 shout-outs. So it was difficult to limit it to 6, again, because there are so many brilliant channels out there, and I don't want to start rattling off, you know, a whole list of names because I'll inevitably forget someone. So I've just limited it to 6. So, but like Gordon, I'm actually going to do some honorable mentions. These are 2 quite big channels. They're kind of big hitters. They already have a lot of subscribers, but they're some of my favorite channels, and I really enjoy them. So if you haven't checked them out for whatever reason, you should. So first of all, Mr. Boulder. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him. He's from the UK, and his channel has grown a lot in the last year, massively, but it's well deserved. He likes a lot of metal music, like ranging from thrash metal to death metal to traditional heavy metal, some black metal, but what I also like is he likes other styles of music as well, so it's pretty eclectic, like including pop music, hip hop and everything, but his style of delivery is just really entertaining, and I really enjoy watching his videos. He's also been very supportive of this channel and won both of my threads, so Mr. Boulder. Okay, secondly, Metabolism of Wolf. This is my second honorable mention. He is a Greek guy from Athens, I think, and he has an absolutely massive collection as well. Very knowledgeable about Greek black metal, and he's got a really great collection in terms of the old school releases by Greek bands, and also in terms of the newer bands. He's always rattling off names, and I'm taking notes because I really like the Greek black metal scene and I want to discover more. So if you like that, definitely check out his channel. And he also talks a lot about the music scene in Greece, you know, like the rock and metal bands which are famous. So Metabolism of Wolf. Okay, third honorable mention is someone who you probably know, Canyon Bickle. He has over 6,000 subscribers, and rightly so. His channel was one of the first ones that I watched, and it was one of the 2 actually which inspired me to do a channel of my own. So if you're not familiar with him, he shows a lot of extreme metal music, mostly death metal and black metal, but also some really experimental offshoots of those genres, of like black metal and death metal. So some really off the wall stuff, as well as gore grind. And what I also like about him is he shows styles of music which aren't normally featured on these channels, like for example, post-punk, industrial, and even some country music. So really eclectic mix, but his style of delivery and his videos are just brilliant. I really enjoy them, and he's also a super nice guy. So Canyon Bickle, check out his channel. And lastly, everyone's probably familiar with this one, last honorable mention, Motley Crue Forever 1. So that's Nick. He's based in the US. As the title suggests, I think Motley Crue is his favorite band. So he shows a lot of Motley Crue, or has talked about them, but his main style of music is black metal. He's an encyclopedia of black metal, and he shows a lot of releases. Like, his collection is absolutely massive. He's very knowledgeable, and also just a really laid back, nice guy as well. So definitely check out his channel, Motley Crue Forever 1. Okay, so they're just my honorable mentions. Now going into the main 6. These are smaller channels in most cases, which I think deserve more subscribers, and I really enjoy watching. So first of all, Thrash or Be Thrashed, that's Frederick, based in Perth, Western Australia. His channel is relatively new, but he's been very supportive of my channel. He shows some really sort of random and obscure releases from all genres, like heavy metal, death metal, black metal, and a lot of bands that I've never heard of, and I also like his style of deliveries. He deserves more subscribers, so check him out, Thrash or Be Thrashed. Secondly, Christian Osorio, he's from Chile, and I think his channel is relatively new as well. He's got about 168 subscribers. He talks, I think his main styles of music are, you know, heavy metal, traditional heavy metal, and glam metal, that kind of thing. So I have a lot in common with him as well, and he's very supportive of my channel, always watches and comments on my videos, and he's a really nice guy, so check him out, Christian Osorio. Thirdly, This person has been mentioned by just about every person doing this kind of video, doing a shout out, but it's well deserved. That is Simon, otherwise known as Pieface from the UK. He's been a long time commenter, like always watched and commented on a lot of people's videos, and he's given away massive amounts of his collection to other people. So a very generous guy, and just very knowledgeable about all kinds of extreme metal, and a super nice guy. So like everyone else says, check him out, Pieface. Okay, fourth shout out is Tainted Lord 87. So that's Tony. He's based over in Canada, and again, he has a really eclectic taste in music. So he likes extreme metal genres, but also traditional heavy metal, even some metalcore and, you know, genres of pop music. But again, I like it when people show these eclectic ranges of music, because it shows they're not bound by any so-called rules. And he has a unique style of delivery, and he's like very independent, you know, in terms of his style and everything. So I really like that. So check him out, Tainted Lord 87. Okay, fifth shout out is S&T Young. That's Steve over in the US, I think. I'm pretty sure, North America anyway. So he's got 792 subscribers, but his channel is awesome. What I like about his channel is he comes up with some really interesting ideas, like for example, 10 death metal albums which don't get enough appreciation. I really enjoyed that. And what I like is he shows a lot of underrated gems, and I can relate to that. I'm always going, yes, that album, you know, it should get more recognition. And he's also a laid back and super nice guy. So S&T Young, check him out. And my sixth shout out, last but definitely not least, is Norwegian Black Cult. So a lot of you are probably familiar with him. He has 1.29 thousand subscribers, but deservedly so. He's based over in Estonia, and he has a massive black metal collection, mostly into black metal, but also some death metal. And what I really like about his videos is he explains the background of the album. He's very knowledgeable about European languages, like Eastern European languages, and he does his research about the history and concept behind albums. So I find when I watch his videos, not only does he show awesome music, but you get a bit of a history and language lesson. And in his videos, he's always drinking beer, and you know, it always, basically it makes me very thirsty when I watch his videos. They look delicious, even the non-alcoholic ones, and it's just a very entertaining view. So Norwegian Black Cult. So there we have it, guys. I did 4 honorable mentions and 6 official shout-outs. You're probably familiar with a lot of those, but if not, definitely go and sub all of those 10 people, because they're absolutely brilliant. So that's it, guys. I won't ramble on for any longer. Thanks a lot, Roger, for coming up with this contest, and all the best to you. I know your channel's going to keep growing, and I'm going to keep watching. So congratulations, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, because you do it really well. All right, so I'll be back again soon, guys, with probably, what was I going to do next? Yeah, a hard rock heavy metal vinyl video. So that'll be coming up soon. But in the meantime, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. See you.